Opening. Introduce the topic and audience. Topic: How to flirt via text. Mic intro: The modern texting dilemma. Hey there, welcome to the channel. Let's talk about something that's simple in theory, but surprisingly tricky in practice. Flirting over text. If you've ever found yourself staring at your phone, typing a message, deleting it, rewriting it 5 times, then never hitting send, this video is for you. Or maybe you did send that message, only to be met with silence. No reply, just a flashing read, receipt, and a slow fade into the abyss. Yep, you just got ghosted. Maybe it's because you overthought it. Maybe it was too much, too soon. Or maybe you simply didn't know how to turn a text into a real connection. Whatever the case, you're not alone. A lot of guys, especially the more thoughtful, quieter ones, struggle to express interest through a screen. And it makes sense. Unlike face-to-face conversation, texting strips away all the helpful cues, body language, tone of voice, facial expressions. You're left with a blinking cursor and way too much pressure to get it right. Purpose of this video. In today's video, we're going to break this down, step by step. You'll learn why most guys fail when they flirt over text, what actually works when trying to connect with a woman, and simple, powerful texting habits that can boost your confidence and success. This isn't about playing games. It's about communication that feels natural, respectful, and yes, a little bit charming. So if you're ready to level up your text game and stop second-guessing yourself every time you type, hey, stick around. This might be the clarity and confidence boost you've been needing. Part 1. Core Principles of Flirting Over Text. Tip 1. Keep your messages short and simple. Introduction. Why less is more. Let's start with a rule that seems simple but is often ignored. Keep your messages short and simple. It's easy to fall into the trap of over-explaining. Especially when you're nervous, you might feel the urge to pour your heart out. Craft the perfect message, or send a small novel in hopes of impressing her. But in reality, less is more. Psychologically speaking, short messages are easier to digest and more likely to spark curiosity. When a message is too long, it can come across as needy, overwhelming, or even boring. The truth is, attraction doesn't grow in monologues. It grows in dialogue. Book Apply the KISS principle. KISS stands for Keep It Simple. Stupid. It's a principle used in everything from marketing to design, and yes, it works for texting too. Don't write long-winded essays. Skip the paragraphs. Instead, aim for light, open-ended messages that invite response. Right finger example. I just spilled coffee on my shirt and got a flat tire. Hope your day's going better than mine. This works because it's playful, a bit vulnerable, and gives her something easy to respond to. Right finger another example. I think I remember that face. Send me a picture to refresh my memory? This message is flirtatious, but casual. It teases without pushing. Or this one. I had a dream about you last night. Short, intriguing. It creates a hook. She'll probably ask what the dream was about. Bullseye key takeaway. Short and simple messages leave space for her curiosity, her voice, and a natural flow of conversation. Remember, the goal isn't to impress her with how much you say. It's to connect by saying just enough. Tip 2. Always keep a positive and cheerful attitude. Introduction. Energy sets the tone. Let's face it, texting can either build attraction or quietly kill it. One of the most common mistakes people make, especially early on, is shifting the mood too quickly into something too heavy, too personal, or, worse, too negative. And often, this isn't intentional. It comes from a good place, wanting to be honest, vulnerable, or real. But when the connection is still new, too much seriousness too soon can create distance, not closeness. So what's the alternative? You create a space where the other person wants to keep talking to you. And that starts with keeping your energy positive, light, and easy to engage with. Small diamond core principle: stay positive. Stay inviting. When you flirt via text, your tone is just as important as your words. Think of it like this: every message you send is either a door opening or one gently closing. Here's what works. Keep it light and curious. Avoid venting or oversharing early on. Lead with good vibes. Checkmark example texts: I've got some good news, and you're the first person I thought to tell. That movie you recommended? Totally got me hooked. How do you always get it so right? These messages do two things. They invite her into your world in a positive way. They make her feel seen and valued, without pressure. Small diamond psychological insight. Why this works. According to social psychology, people are naturally drawn to those who make them feel better after an interaction, not heavier. When your texts consistently carry a light, confident tone, you become someone they associate with comfort and fun. That's a powerful advantage. And remember, positivity isn't about being fake, it's about being intentional with your energy. Small diamond takeaway. If texting feels like it's going nowhere, check your tone. Are you bringing lightness into the conversation? Or unintentionally making things more serious than they need to be? By staying upbeat, playful, and emotionally safe, you build the kind of space where attraction can actually grow. Tip 3. Know how to give compliments at the right time and place. Introduction. Why compliments matter, and often backfire. Let's talk about compliments. They're supposed to make someone feel good, right? But oddly enough, they can sometimes create distance, especially when used in the wrong way, too soon, too vague, or too focused on looks. Have you ever sent a message like, "You're so pretty," only to get no response? You're not alone. The issue here isn't the intention, it's the execution. Compliments aren't just words, they're signals of what you notice, what you value, and whether you're actually paying attention. Small diamond core principle: compliment the person, not just the appearance. In the early stages of texting, especially if you're just getting to know her, focusing solely on physical appearance can feel shallow or worse, invasive. Instead, effective compliments follow these guidelines. Be specific and sincere. Notice effort, not just beauty. Highlight qualities tied to her identity. Checkmark better compliments. You said something earlier that stuck with me all day. That rarely happens. The way you actually listen, like really listen, is something I don't see often. These kinds of messages show thought, presence, and respect. They say, "I see you as a whole person, not just someone to impress." Small diamond psychological insight. How women process praise. Compliments can hit deeply, but they can also trigger insecurities. A remark about appearance might unintentionally touch on something she feels self-conscious about. But when you focus on values, intellect, or emotional intelligence. You're not just flirting, you're affirming her self-worth. Research in interpersonal communication confirms that people remember how a compliment made them feel, not just what it said. This is especially true for women navigating the world of online dating, where surface-level praise is everywhere. Small diamond strategy: when to shift to appearance. Once a deeper connection has been established, after trust, comfort, and emotional safety are in place, compliments about physical traits can feel more welcome and flattering. It's not that appearance-based compliments are bad. They just need to come from the right context. Small diamond takeaway: great texting isn't about saying more. It's about saying the right thing at the right time. If your goal is to make her feel seen, valued, and drawn to you, start by noticing who she is beyond the surface. Tip 4. Ask funny and provocative questions. Introduction: why questions create chemistry. Let's be honest, texting can feel like walking a tightrope. Say too little, and it feels boring. Say too much, and you risk oversharing. But there's one underrated strategy that works like magic: asking playful, curious questions that trigger emotion. Think about it. When someone asks you something unexpected, something a little cheeky or imaginative, it grabs your attention. It makes you feel something. That's what we're aiming for here: emotional engagement. Small diamond strategy: use humor to break the ice. Humor is one of the fastest ways to lower emotional defenses. And in texting, that often comes in the form of light, unexpected questions. These questions serve two key purposes. They create a relaxed, non-serious atmosphere. They invite a fun, back-and-forth exchange. Checkmark examples that work. Guess what emoji I saved next to your name? If I told you what I was thinking right now, you'd probably blush. These aren't just jokes. They're conversation openers designed to make her smile and reply. They also offer a chance for inside jokes to form, which deepens the connection over time. Small diamond psychology behind playful messages. Studies in social psychology show that humor and light teasing can increase likability and attraction, especially in the early stages of courtship. Why? Because it signals emotional intelligence, confidence, and comfort with ambiguity. In short, when you can laugh together, you connect faster and more naturally. But here's the key: these questions should always feel respectful and intuitive. If something feels forced or makes her uncomfortable, it breaks the flow. Small diamond outcome: from texting to real-life connection. Ultimately, messages like these aren't about being funny for the sake of it. They're about moving the interaction forward, ideally toward an in-person meeting. The right question can shift the tone from friendly chat to flirty anticipation. So next time you're texting, ask yourself, is this message opening a door or closing one? Tip 5: how to create a subtle sense of exclusivity when texting. Opening the modern dating landscape. Let's be honest, dating today isn't like it used to be. With just a few taps, you can connect with dozens of people. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. The options seem endless. But here's a truth many people overlook. It's not about being chosen out of many, it's about making someone feel like they're the only one you're thinking about. That's what this tip is all about: creating a sense of exclusivity. Subtly, without being overbearing. Body, the power of feeling chosen. When someone feels like they're just another name in your inbox, the emotional investment drops. But when they feel like you see something special in them, even if it's unspoken, that's when connection starts to deepen. Here are a few effective ways to do this. Mention them specifically in casual moments. I just saw this meme and instantly thought of you. Didn't send it to anyone else. Hint at anticipation without pressure. Not sure why, but every time I log in, I kind of hope there's a message from you. These messages don't ask for attention, they reflect genuine attention. And that difference matters. Conclusion: emotional ROI and long-term impact. Making someone feel unique builds emotional trust, and trust leads to reciprocity. They're more likely to respond, to invest time, and eventually, to consider you as more than just a casual conversation. So here's a quick challenge. What's one small detail you remember about your last chat with her? Now, turn that into a message that only she would understand and send it. That's how exclusivity begins, not by saying she's special, but by showing it. Tip 6: Mastering the art of silence. Why knowing when not to text can be your secret weapon. Introduction: the hidden power of doing less. Here's a truth most people overlook. When it comes to texting in early dating, more isn't always better. In fact, one of the biggest mistakes people make, especially when they're excited about someone, is over-texting. It feels harmless, even sweet, but in practice, it can backfire by creating a sense of pressure or emotional saturation too early on. What actually works? Sometimes, the most powerful move is knowing when to stop texting. Body, the psychology of pause and pullback. Let's break it down. Why silence matters. Constant texting removes tension, but leaving a gap intentionally creates space for curiosity and reflection to grow. This psychological concept is tied to the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains remember unfinished tasks more than completed ones. A paused conversation leaves the other person subconsciously craving closure. Golden rule: end the conversation while it's still good. Like a great movie that cuts to credits at the right moment. Don't drag the scene too long. Example: I've got to run into a meeting. Remind me to finish that story tomorrow. It's wild tears of joy. This leaves an emotional breadcrumb trail, fun, incomplete, and worth returning to. Timing matters. If she hasn't replied yet, resist the urge to double text. Let her have space to miss you. Silence, when used right, signals emotional maturity, not withdrawal. Conclusion: strategic silence builds attraction. In dating, attention is currency, but mystery is leverage. Knowing when to say nothing can sometimes speak the loudest. So, ask yourself, are you giving the other person enough space to want more of you? If the answer is no, then maybe it's time to hit pause, not send. Tip 7: How remembering the little things can make a big impact in texting. Introduction: why details matter more than grand gestures. In today's world of endless notifications and half-hearted swipes, one of the most powerful ways to stand out in someone's mind is surprisingly simple. Remember the little things they tell you. You don't need to declare your feelings, write long poems, or plan extravagant dates. Sometimes, showing you listened, really listened, to something they casually mentioned can be more attractive than any flirtatious line. Let's talk about how to do this effectively through texting. Body, personalization over performance. Here's what works and why. Why it's powerful. Research in applied psychology shows people feel valued when others remember specific personal details. It creates a sense of intimacy without the pressure of overt declarations. Practical execution. Reference something she mentioned before, like a favorite dish, actor, or even a frustrating Monday morning. For example, just saw a ramen spot opening near me. Didn't you say spicy noodles were your guilty pleasure? Or, Leo's got a new movie coming out next week. Should I assume you've already bought tickets? Open mouth smile. These messages show thoughtfulness, not just effort. Psychological effect. It tells her, I pay attention to you, not just what you look like, but what you say. That's a rare trait in digital conversations, and it builds emotional connection faster than generic compliments. Conclusion. Show you're listening, not performing. The secret here isn't to be impressive, it's to be attentive. When someone feels seen in the small things, they naturally begin to trust more, share more, and look forward to your messages. So here's a question to reflect on. What's one small detail she's mentioned that you haven't followed up on yet? That could be the key to your next great conversation. Tip 8: How to move from texting to a real-life date without the awkwardness. Introduction. Why offline connection is the real goal. Let's be honest, texting is just the preview. The real connection? That happens face to face. No matter how charming your messages are, if they never lead to a real-life interaction, the spark will eventually fizzle out. This is especially true in the 24 to 65 age range, where most people aren't just looking to chat endlessly, they're looking for meaningful experiences. So, how do you take the leap from screen to real scene without making it weird or too intense? Body. How to suggest a meet-up naturally. Here's how to make that transition feel smooth and enjoyable. 1. Keep it casual, not formal. Avoid making it sound like a date proposal. Instead, frame the meetup as a shared experience, something light, fun, and low pressure. 2. Use humor or curiosity. A playful tone takes the pressure off and keeps the interaction flowing. For example, there's this coffee spot that totally gives off your vibe. I tested it solo, but honestly, it needs your opinion. Saturday work? Or, you mentioned you're good at board games. I'm skeptical. Want to prove me wrong? 3. Make it feel like a continuation of your texting banter. A meetup shouldn't feel like a big leap. It should feel like the next logical step in the conversation. Conclusion. From chat to chemistry. The goal of texting isn't just to build attraction, it's to build momentum. And momentum only matters when it goes somewhere. So ask yourself, what part of your last conversation can naturally lead into something real, something shared? Offline? Sometimes. The simplest invite, wrapped in humor, curiosity, or a shared interest, is all it takes to turn digital sparks into real-life chemistry. Part 2. Additional tips to increase your effectiveness when flirting over text. 3 high-impact tips to level up your text. 1. Use inside jokes to signal connection. Humor that only the two of you understand is like a secret language. It builds intimacy fast. Example. If she once spilled coffee during a call, later text, let me guess, another coffee casualty this morning? Should I be your official cup guardian? It shows you're attentive, playful, and not taking things too seriously. 2. Emoji etiquette. Less is more. Emojis can add emotion to a message. but overuse makes you look unserious or worse, needy. Stick to 1 to 2 emojis max that match your tone. Bad example. Smirk, winking face, 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 winking face. Good example. You'd totally win, but only if I let you winking face. Also, adjust based on the recipient's age or texting style. What works for a 26-year-old might not work for someone 45 plus. 3. Flirting in real life still wins. Texting is great, but it has limits. Without tone of voice, eye contact, or body language, emotional depth caps out. Your texts should build anticipation, not replace human interaction. Think of texting as the trailer, but you are the movie. Conclusion: make it personal. Keep it balanced. Flirting effectively over text isn't about clever lines, it's about attention, timing, and just the right dose of charm. The real magic happens when a message reminds someone, "This person sees me, not just texts me." Want to refine your message timing or learn how to turn texting chemistry into real-life momentum? Try these texting strategy tips or first date transition ideas. Reaffirmation. Flirting is stressful, not complicated. Summary: real connection beats fancy tricks. Let's take a moment to zoom out. At the heart of all these texting strategies, whether it's personalized jokes, subtle timing, or thoughtful invitations, there's just one core idea. Flirting isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. It's not about impressing someone with clever lines or mastering a dozen psychological hacks. It's about creating a small, consistent emotional spark that says, "I see you. I remember you. I enjoyed talking with you." That spark, when nurtured right, often does more than 100 texts filled with emojis or one-liners ever could. So if you're wondering what to do next time you text someone you're interested in, keep it simple, show you're listening, create just enough curiosity, and most importantly, respect their time and space. These aren't just tactics, they're habits of emotional intelligence. And the better you get at them, the more natural connection becomes, online or offline. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button to support the channel. Subscribe so you don't miss future tips on psychology, communication, and modern relationships. And tap the notification bell to stay up to date with every new episode. Thank you for watching, and remember, the most attractive message you can send is being authentically you.